Okay, folks, this is Pastor Brother Isaac David Brigmond, and I wanted to do a thing where every time you see a video that has my name on it, like Pastor Brother Isaac David Brigmond, it means that I'm doing one of these what you call Christian rants where I go on and on about a subject to make a point. And if you like what I'm doing, then good. If you don't, you don't. But right now, I want to talk about these contests. How about these contests we get on the internet and they'll say something about if you click on this, you'll be able to be eligible for the contest. So you do it, and then the next thing you know, it goes to a dead end. Like maybe it's a website you can't go to or something. And you're like, what in the world? Come to find out, a lot of these contests have either they didn't think out the program well before they done it, or for some reason, I don't know. It's like if you run a contest, you've probably seen the newest one, the one about the U.S. dish or whatever they call themselves, and they're doing one where you're supposed to be able to watch. I think it's about 13 Stephen King movies. They're either called movies or stories because they started out as a book and then they turned into a movie. So anyway, you get to watch 13 of them, and you have to be able to keep like a record or a log of it, and even be able to share your experience on the internet. You get like, what was it, 1,300 or something dollars. You get I get a kit where you're able to it's a Stephen King kit where you get like a blanket and an Amazon card and some snacks and a bunch of stuff. Now what happens is you click on the place where some people have clicked at, and then they find out it sends them to one of those dead end websites where the websites you go to where you can't do nothing with them because there's a picture of a piece of paper with a face on it. Goes right there. So I say to myself, if people are going to have these experiences with websites, then why in the world does the website do this stuff? Is it like a scam? And they're like, ha ha, happy Halloween, early, like an early Halloween joke or prank. Makes you wonder sometimes, but I see it like this. People, why do you do these things? Why do you make these contests and you get people's hopes up, and then some people find themselves for years and years losing, and one day they finally win, but then they find out by then they're about ready to give up. Do y'all not realize it hurts people? It breaks down their heart and mind, soul, and spirit to see that they can't get what they wanted out of it. Y'all need to stop this mess, folks. If y'all can't get this mess straight, just quit doing it. That's about like people trying to tell you what you are to do with your life, and then they don't do it themselves if it pertains to more than one person doing it. I'll either have someone like, as I always say every so often, you got something like creepy Joe Biden, and the man turns around and as he gets older starts saying more stupid stuff, more crazy stuff, and then we're all a victim of listening to the mess and then having to find out that Joe, or Mr. Biden, or whatever you call yourself, get over the mess you got. You've got people like Jimmy Carter talking about how he could or couldn't have been a president in this day and age because at their age. But the problem is, a lot of times people, when they get to a certain point in their life, they decide that they're going to act a certain way, and you ain't going to have no say in it. I look at like, hello, okay now, what's up with that? So the moral of this story is, number one, the first story, companies, get your stuff straight. If it ain't your fault, then it's the internet's fault. But if it ain't the internet's fault, then it's your fault, company. Get your mess straight first. And number two, people, before you go out there wanting to be a president, a sheriff, or any kind of help the people type job, you might want to get your act together first, because how are you going to sit there and say, well, here's what we're going to do, and here's what I'm going to do. So you going to sit there and say you want to run for sheriff, or you want to run for mayor or president or governor or something. and you hadn't even cleaned up your own mess yet before you decide to throw your hat in the election ring. What does that tell you? That you didn't get it right with God before you started. Because you didn't even say to yourself. When you get into politics, there will be people out there who disagree with you to the point of trying to scandalize your name. And it's not saying, well, you know what? They just do that all of a sudden. Yes, they do. But they don't do it until you get recognized as somebody they don't like. Once it's been known, like Donald J. Trump. A bunch of people don't like him, so then they try to scandalize his name. But him and GW done had something on him. What did they have on people? What they had on the people is they already had their dirty laundry aired out before the trash finders tried to find the trash. I call them trash finders because that's all they want to do is find trash on people. Even people's tried to find trash on me for being the man of God I am. And the thing is, you can't do that. You have to let the trash either come out on its own or either let the person tell you the trash before they got started. And if there's things out there they don't tell you about, it's probably because if they're good Christians, they don't want you to know about it. They want them and God to work it out. So the point I'm making right now is, folks, let's just drop all this stuff about trying to find trash on somebody. Because some people will be so Johnny on the spot and say, look, like OGW, he said, I'm an ex-alcoholic. And then Trump, if you told Trump, hey, prove something to us that you're so good as you seem to be, then he would Johnny on the spot, poof, here's proof right here.